Event of the evening. It's not the evening, it's the morning. In this corner, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 6 inches tall, 6 feet tall, 40 wins, 2 losses. I'm doing the Bruce Buffer thing. I don't know, but it just sounded right. It sounded right. It's provocative, man. It gets the people going. Yes. Yes. All right, what's more provocative than that? Come on. It's Bruce Buffer. It'll be a sad day when Bruce Buffer retires. Yeah, it'd be a very sad day when he retires. He's gonna have to eventually retire, but AJ Styles retired too. John Cena, a lot of notable retirements. Goldberg, yeah, especially in wrestling. Oh yeah, a lot of people in New Japan Pro Wrestling too. Ugh. I mean, hey, look, I mean, they made their money, they did their thing. I mean, hey, it'd be like that. Yes, good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning. Let's make sure we're live. Let's make sure we are live. Is the audio working? Ah, yes, perfect. Good. Goody. Yes, sir. All right. Consistency. Hello. He said KXIN. Bet. We'll take a look at that in just a second. Just got to make sure we're all set up on everything. Twitch. Let's make sure we're live on the Twitch. And let's share it up. Share it up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get started. Let's get it. Just got to get the announcements all set up and ready to go. And then after that, we will get started. So share it up, ladies and gentlemen. Share it up. Yeesh. But yes, DBO moms, you gotta understand, it's provocative. It gets the people going. Yeesh. Okay? Yeesh. Alright. It's provocative. Alright. There we go. Just getting ourselves all set up. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to our first 100. First 100, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. All right, let's get all over here. Ladies and gentlemen, how was your weekend, ladies and gentlemen? Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I had a wonderful weekend. I did. I had a wonderful weekend. I got to spend time. It was a little cold outside, so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stay home because it's cold. It's like 20 degrees out there. I'm like, I'm not really going to hang around in the cold. I'm not going to, that's not my thing. Not my thing. Got to spend time with. No, thank you. No DVL snow cones here. No. Nope. We're not gonna have that. Thank you very much. Thank you, but no, thank you. Not gonna be a frozen, a DVL sickle. Not gonna do it. Yes. So, I stayed at home. Got to spend time with the peeps, with my family, with my friends. Got to chill. Got to play lots of video games too. It was good. Got into some new little TV series as well, like one show called Person of Interest. Very good show. Very good show. Got to do that, ladies and gentlemen. What did you guys get to do, man? Put it in the chat. Yeah, I got to watch Person of Interest. It was a good show, very good show. Got to watch it, and got to, hang around, chill out. Talk to some old friends of mine. Things of that nature. Got to be a goofy goober. Yeesh. Yeesh. But yeah. Let's do that. Let's see here. Let's see. All right. Got to put that there. All right. Yeah. That's what we got to do. Also got to have some spaghetti and meatballs made by DBL Moms. And by the way, DKI is curling a little bit. 215% was curling. Had a high at 236. All right. Let's see here. All right. That's all set up right there. All right. Let's get this over here. All right. All right. All right, all right, all right. There we go. Oh. Ooh, let me fix up that little glitch there. Let me fix the little glitch. Get this spot right there. Boom. Beautiful. All right. All right. There we go. Boom. Right there. Pop right there. There we are. There we are. There we go. Let's pin that. Pop right there. All right, get that set up right there. And then get this set up right here. All right, now we're ready for the intro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. Me. All right. We got it. Ready? What's up, guys? It's Double Nicks, and welcome to another episode of Microcap Mornings. I'm your host with the most. They call me DBL Nicks in the house, aka the Rainmaker. And I am here with the lovely Serengeti specialist herself. She likes to hang around the tall weeds, the high trees, the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes 2 cups of coffee. Other times she likes to jet ski. Other times she likes to regular ski. Other times she'll get shot out the cannon and she goes, whee! Other times she likes to go to Arby's or maybe sometimes Mickey D's or sometimes even Wendy's and watch videos of puppies and kitties. Sometimes she'll just get shot out the cannon and she goes, whee! Other times she likes to go into the stock market and find some of them A, B, C, D's. Other times she'll call some wonderful stocks like DKI, CISS, or FATBP. We call her DBM Moms. Yeesh. So that's what we got going on, folks. That is what we got going on. Say hello to the people, DBM Moms.
Hello to the people.
Good. Yeesh. All right. So, yeah, that's what we got going on right there. That's what we got going on. And ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And, of course, if you want access to our private Discord, Link to join is in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section, so be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We were just made different, and the early bird gets the cash. The moolah, the cashola. The big bucks, I tell ya. Yes, yes. All right, so that's what we got going on, folks. That's what we got going on. So we got a couple of wonderful and interesting little stonks that we have called today. Before we begin, we got some stonks that we have called. All right, we called DKI. We called the stock on our private Discord server prior to its run up 236%. 236%. All right, there we go. All right, so we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. All right, boom, right there. Yes, sir, yes, sir. All right. DKI, by the way, is moving up 239%. We called it, and it ran up 236%. Now it's 242, 245. Oh, my. It's going up. It's going up like a Dickens right now. 245. 245% right there. And it looks like it's going up like a Dickens a little bit. My, oh, my. Oh, my. Yeesh, ladies and gentlemen. Yeesh. All right. 251 now. Wow. Okay. 251. Literally, just as I'm talking about it, it starts shooting up like a rocket. All right. 251. Let's see. All right. So 251. It starts shooting up 251%. Hold on. Let me get my pen. Get my pen, because now it's just shooting up like a Dickens right now. Oh, my. Oh, my. Ha, 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 ha. 251%. Oh. Aw, this pen doesn't write. Doesn't write anymore. Wow. Wow. Hold on, let me see. Does this one write? Yes, it does. Okay, 251. Bop, right there. That's what we got going on, folks. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 100. Let's get to the first 100, ladies and gentlemen. All right, give me 1 second. Let me just put this over here. Bop, right there. But yes, DKI, we called this stock on our private Discord server prior to its run up 251%. And yeah, be sure to check out the server by joining the link in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash. We called DKI prior to that 251% run, and it is still climbing its way on up nicely. So we'll see what happens there. All right, we called FATBP. All right, and we called that stock on a private Discord server prior to its 198% run. 198, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. 257 now. Wow. Okay. 257 on DKI. Wow. 257. Oh, my. It's moving. It's moving and grooving. DKI now 257%. 257. 257% right there. Thank you, DBL Moms. Ah, that's some refreshing stuff right there. That's some refreshing OJ. You know, a little something, a little sugar for the coil, you know what I mean? Yes. Right there. Something to freshen up, you know what I mean? A little bit of freshness. DKI hit 257. DKI hit 257. All right. So we also called CISS. All right. CISS, we call that one on a private Discord server as well. Prior to its 132% run. 132% run. All right. Boom. Right there. Bop. All right. We also called SWVL. We call that stock prior to its 85% run. 85% run. There we go. And then we called XTKG. Hold on. Prior to that 69% run. XTKG. Prior to that 69% run. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There we go. There we go. All right. So now that we got that going on right there, that's what we got going on right there. Those are the stonks that we have so far called. All right. That have made some nice runs. You know what I mean? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get right into it. Consistency Spike did ask for KXIN, so let's take a look at KXIN. KXIN. All right. KXIN. All right. Very, very low volume. I can tell just by looking at it. A lot of indecisive wicks going on. All right. A lot of indecisive wicks going on right over here, for example. That's one. Indecisive wicks over here. Indecisive wicks over here. All right. Shot up like a rocket. Dropped back down. Formed another, formed a bit of a downtrend here. Maybe a little bit of a pennant. I go so far as to say. But it doesn't look like it's got much in terms of the volume department. I can tell just by looking at it. There are parts of it that just, I could tell right off the bat. You know what I mean? So, we got that going on right there. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. There we go. All right. So, as of now, KXIN Keixen Holdings Inc. down 4% and change. Let's take a look at the float. And volume float is 737,000. All right. Volume is actually higher, strangely enough, at 7.8 million. All right. But the thing is, it's not moving that high. It's actually dropped below the VWAP. Needs to break the VWAP and that pennant over there. So it's got the volume for it. It just needs to break through that pennant. Not looking too schmexy as of now. Let's see if it has any news. Does it have any news? All right. It did have some halts on the 28th, but other than that, not a lot going on there. They did have a Form 6 filed on the 9th, but that's January 9th. That's last month, all the way back. So that's far, that's pretty far back. So as far as KXIN is concerned, it has the volume, but it needs more volume, number one, and also needs to break above that pennant and that VWAP. KXIN needs to break the pennant and the VWAP for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. There we go. There we go. All right, let's take a look at another stonk. Let's take a look at another stonk here. All right. Let's take a look at how DKI is doing. DKI.
It's pushing.
Oh my, it's pushing. It did have some movement.
At 116.
Ooh.
Needs to break 116, baby.
116.
Schmexy to me.
Yeesh.
Schmexiness.
Schmexy. All right.
Now, baby, break it.
Has to also break above this area over here. Has to hold above 107 and break through 120.
Come on, baby, break it.
Yeesh. And currently, as of now,
116, go, baby.
Yeesh. It is up 242%. 242%. Had a bit of an ABCD pattern over here.
All right. Trying.
Needs to break this little pennant right over here for it to become somewhat schmexy to mya. There we go. DKI needs to break the little pennant over here as well. All right. Has to hold above 107. Has to break through 120. All right. For it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. So DKI needs to break the pennant. Needs to break the pennant. needs to break the pennant for it to be so much Mexi to Mya. There we go. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 200. 200, yes, sir. 242 DKI, 242. It has a bottom tail going on right there. I like the bottom tail. I like the bottom tail.
It's pushing.
There we go. It's pushing up.
Come on, baby.
It's pushing on up.
Yo
can do it.
You can do it, you son of a gun.
All right, $1.17
Come on,
up.
baby.
It's climbing.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
My.
Push it.
254. 257. All right, it's testing it.
Push it.
Testing the high. DKI broke the pennant and is testing that high.
20.
Oh, my.
Oh, migration.
DKI broke the pennant and is testing the high of day. Oh my, 257, it's testing it. It's testing it. DKI. Oh my, 272. 272. There we go. Broke through it at 272. Wow. Wow. Look at that. 272. DKI. DKI broke the high of day at 272. DKI broke the high of day at 272%. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hold on. Let me actually get my thingy-majiggy over here. 272. Oh, my. Oh, my. Now it has resistance at $1.25 right there. My, oh, my. There we go. There we go. Still good on the RSI. Still good on the RSI. Still good. All right. Yeesh. There we go. Up. Looks like it's testing it one more time.
Testing.
Up. Come on. Come on. It's testing it. It's testing it. It's testing it. It's testing. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Can it break through? Can it break above? Can it break above? It's testing it. It is testing that high. It's 275 now. Just broke through the high. There we go.
Let's go.
275.
Let's go.
275 and climbing. 275. There we go. There we go. Come on. 277. There it is. 278. Okay. Okay. 281. 281. 281.
Oh my gracious.
Oh my. 281%. 281. Oh my. Oh my. DKI up 281%. Another massive high of day broken. There we go. DKI, ladies and gentlemen. DKI. That was nice. That was some nice. That was a thing of beauty right there. 281% move. Now, what it would have to do is it would have to break the $1.28 mark for it to continue to be schmexy to Mya. But right now, it looks like it's pulling back a little bit.
Little schmexiness going on now.
All right. But who knows? It could come back. Could potentially come back. It's trying to. It looks like it's trying to come back a little bit. So we'll see what happens there. We shall see what happens. Right now, though, has to break 281 for it to really be somewhat schmexy to Mya. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let's take a look at Fuse. F-U-S-E. Yes, yes, we do. Yes. Yes, we do. We do. All right. Yes. All right. There we go. All right. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at another stunk over here. FUSE. 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 Let's see how it's going over here. All right, looks like FUSC has a lot of indecisive wicks here. A lot of indecisive wicks right here. So you got indecisive wicks over here, over here, over here. A lot of indecisive ones. All right. And it looks like also you got a shot moving up here. All right. Looks like it hit some resistance at this area right over here at 266. All right, pulled back and then decided to climb up once again and break the VWAP once again. And it still has that resistance at 266. So right now it looks like it's curling its way on up. FUSE up 60%, 60% and climbing. All right, FUSC up 60% and climbing, curling off that little downtrend over there, breaking above the VWAP once again. So FUSE, FUSE. All right, has to broke the VWAP once again, and is on the uptrend as of now. FUSC on the uptrend as of now, broke the VWAP, so we'll see what happens there, ladies and gentlemen. We shall see what happens. In the meantime, though, we're going to take a look at VHUB, VHUB. VHUB on a downtrend, not looking too schmexy there. Needs to break that downtrend and needs to break the VWAPA. All right. FUSC seems to be moving again. VHUB needs to break the downtrend and the VWAPA for VHUB. Let's take a look at FUSC. Let's see how FUSC is doing. Fuse still climbing its way on up. Still moving. Still grooving. Yeesh. All right, there we go. Fuse is still climbing. Still climbing its way on up. Still making that way uptown. All right. There we go. Oh my, 62%. Okay. Let me get some support and resistance lines on this. Right here. So we got support line over here, resistance right over right here. So currently you have support at 240, resistance at 267, needs to break above 267 for to reach Rexy to nya. All right. So as of now, it's currently climbing slowly but surely upwards. Currently climbing upward right now, 64% and climbing. It's looking pretty good too. Let's get a share party get the 500. Yes, let's get a share party going. Let's get the 500. Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
Fuse.
All right, Fuse. Let's take a look at Fuse. Over here, still up 64%. And climbing. All right. Okay. So. All right. Currently, FUSE is currently climbing up. It is now 256 and climbing is up 62% and moving and grooving right now. All right. So while Fuse is doing that, I'm going to go check out RPGL. So Fuse still on that uptrend, up 63% right there. Still on the uptrend, up 64%, and climbing. Loving it. FUSC is climbing, curling want to see what happens when it hits that 66-cent mark. If it does, you know what I mean? Yes, sir. All right. Let me take a look at another stunk.
ACCL moving.
Ooh.
Light volume.
ACCL. Let's take a look at ACCL.
Top tail. I don't like that
Oh,
tail.
my. Top tail.
I
Top
don't like
tail.
the top tail.
Has unconfirmed Q3 earnings on 11 days. ACCL up 27%. Top tail. We don't like the top tails, like the bottom tails.
It's all about the bottom.
Tails. All right. Float is 2.9 million. Volume is 1.4 million. So the volume is a little less than the float, but we got that going on right there. It is currently moving on some low volume. So ACCL currently moving up on low volume. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. ACCL, ACCL, moving up on low volume. That's what we got going on right there. All right. Okay. Let's see here. ACCL looks like it's pulling back. ACCL pulling back. Let's take a look at another stonk here. Let's see what other stonks we got. RPGL. Let's see how RPGL is doing. RPGL looks like it's curling above the VWAP right now. Curling just above the VWAP over here. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. All right. And over here. All right, so it has two sets of resistance lines, both of which are at 74 cents. So it has a clear resistance over here at 74 cents. That's what it's got going on over here. So we're going to put a 74-cent resistance line right over. Yeah. All right, I'm going to make it red because that's what it has to break. It has to break that. So has to break that 74-cent resistance line right there for it to be schmexy to ya. You know what I mean? For it to be so much schmexy to ya. Yeesh. Alright, so has to do that. As of now, RVGL is testing that high. But can it break it? Can it break that 74-cent line over there? Can it break 74 cents? Let's see. We'll see what happens. All right. Right now, it's currently not. I don't even know if I could say it's halted. It's just sitting there. Wonder if it's halted. I don't know. I don't think so. All right. But right now, RPGL needs to break that resistance at 74 cents for it to be so much Mexi to Mya. RPGL needs to break the major resistance line. There we go. All right. So that's what RPGL needs to do. Let's take a look at another stock over here. KOLD. Let's see how KOLD is holding up. KOLD on the uptrend right now. On the uptrend. There we go. Look at that. Bop right there. KOLD currently moving on the uptrend, up 37%. 37%. KOLD up 37% and it's currently $18.68 as of now. KOLD is currently climbing up. Had a bit of an ABCD pattern, actually, if you really want to look at it here. So you got this over here, right here. A to B, B to C, C to D. There we go. See? Right there. A nice little ABCD pattern. KOLD, ABCD pattern needs to remain friends with the trend. And it looks like it's doing that very well. So, as of now, KOLD doing pretty well for itself right there. DKI, see how DKI is doing. DKI pulled back a little bit after that nice run. After that nice little run that it had, it pulled back a little bit. It needs to break the descending wedge. It needs to break those lines of resistance as well. So, DKI needs to break the descending wedge, and the resistance lines. There we go. There we go. Called the stock very early in the morning. Very early in the morning. So we got that going on right there. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's take a look at VHub again. VHub. All right. All right. All right. All right. VHUB. All right. Let's take a look at VHub. VHub. Still on that downtrend. Needs to break that downtrend. VHub still needs to break that downtrend. VHub still needs to break the downtrend. There we go. For it to be so much maxi to mya. There we go. All right, let's take a look at the requests, because I know we got some requests here. Give me a second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. All right. Let's take a look over here. Let's see. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's see here. All right. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. All right. There we go. Beautiful. Let's take a look. All right. Let's take a look at FUSE. Somebody requested FUSE. Let's take a look at it. FUSE currently made a bit of a double top over here at the 255 mark and pulled back a little bit. So FUSE did have a nice move upward and then pulled back a little bit over here. So there we go. There we go. Needs to break that descending wedge right over there. FUSE needs to break the descending wedge right over nya to break, and also needs to break that resistance line as well, because it has a top tail. We don't like the top tails. We like the bottom tails. So we got that going on right there. So FUSE needs to break the descending wedge for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. There we go. Let's take a look here. Somebody requested AMD. Let's take a look over here. AMD is currently down 0.5%. Conference call scheduled for tomorrow at 5 o'clock p.m. Q4 earnings were confirmed for tomorrow, Tuesday, February 3rd, after the market close. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. So there we go. There we go. Moving its way on up right now. Moving its way on up. So, yeah, that's what we got going on right there. AMD moving its way on up, but is currently down 0.4%. So we got that going on right there. Needs volume. AMD needs volume to remain friends with that trend right there. So AMD needs volume to remain friends with the trend. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. ACCL just popped up. Let's see how ACCL is doing. ACCL just moved up. Float is 2.9 million. Volume is 4.3. Moving its way on up nicely right now, but pulling back just a little bit as soon as it hits some resistance right there. All right. ACCL needs to break above that $2.10 line over here. All right. ACCL up 50%. Up 50%. Needs to break the resistance line. Needs to break that resistance line, ladies and gentlemen. Needs to break that resistance line right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's see what else we got over here. And let's get a share party going to 900. Let's take a look over here. All right, let's see what we got going on. Somebody requested EVTV. Let's see how EVTV is doing. EVTV currently up 17%. Not really a big move and is currently below the volumes, the VWAP. So, as of now, has a bit of a double top over here. And looks like it's pulling back. All right. Has a bit of a double top at the $2.30 mark. Has to break this area right over here. The pennant right here. Needs to break the pennant and needs to break the VWAP for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. There we go. There we go. EVTV needs to break the pennant and the VWAPA for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. Has a bit of a double tapa as well. So it needs to break that pennant. It needs to break the VWAP. And also needs to break that double top over there. So it's got a ways to go. And yeah, it's got a really big ways to go before it could even be considered anything remotely schmexy. It's truthfully. All right, as a matter of fact, let's take a look at the float. Float is 4.5 million. Volume is 2 million. Could call it 2 million approximately. So it's very low float right now. So we got that going on as well. DKI, let's take a look at DKI, see how DKI is doing. DKI dropped and looks like it's pulling back up a little bit. Looks like it's pulling back up a little bit right here. DKI right there. Looks like it's curling its way on up. Looks like it's curling its way on up right now. DKI curling on up off a double bottom. It looks like that it formed a double bottom. Looks like it's curling its way on up slightly. So we'll see what happens there with DKI. ACCL currently looking like it's still trying to test that double top over there. ACCL trying to test the double top. All right, so we'll see what happens there. ACCL trying to test the double top. All right, right there. VHUB. All right, VHUB needs to still break that downtrend there. VHUB still needs to break the downtrend. We'll see what happens there. Yeesh. All right. All right. Let's see here. Let's see about KOLD. KOLD looks like it's pulling back a little bit because it is a bit overbought on the RSI. Had a nice move upward. Nice little move upward over here. Looks like it's forming a bit of a pennant. Bit of a pennant right there. KOLD Needs to break the pennant. Needs to break the pennant right there for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. There we go. FATBP, FATBP. All right. All right. There we go. There we go. All right. FATBP up 50% needs to break that pennant right there. And needs to break the VWAPA. FATBP. FATBP had a nice run earlier in the morning, up 198%, but now is below the VWAPA. Now below the VWAPA, needs to break the pennant and the VWAPA for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. There we go. All right. There we go. Oh my. Just shot up randomly. FATBP just shot up randomly. A little sporadic with this stock. Not trusting it right now, really. Not trusting it right now. We'll see what happens there. All right. Let's take a look at some other stocks that have been looked into. I requested. A lot of people making requests over here. Let's see what we got over here. Somebody wants me to look at TSLA. Expensive, but sure. I'll take a look at it. TSLA. TSLA. Looks like Tesla is very expensive. 423% and $423. Down 1% though. All right. Again, has a very heavy float at 3.3 billion and change. Volume is 1.7 million. So as of now, not looking schmexy at all. Not looking schmexy at all. TSLA. Not looking schmexy at all. It is on a bit of an uptrend over here, slightly, but it's still very expensive. So TSLA, obviously a very expensive stock. TSLA, very expensive. On a slight uptrend, on extremely low volume. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. Let's take a look at some more stuff over here. Let's take a look at KXIN. KXIN, all right, seems that, that was consistency's call right there. Went up, flashed up a little bit, and then proceeded to go back down again. So KXIN still needs to break that pennant. Still needs to break the pennant. KXIN still needs to break the pennant over there for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. There we go. There we go. All right. There we go. There we go. All right. Okay. 1 second. 1 second. All right. FUSE. Let's take a look at FUSE. All right. FUSE up 51%. Needs to, looks like it's trying to bounce off the VWAP right there. Trying to bounce off the VWAP a little bit slightly and curl maybe a little bit. But as of now, FUSE needs to break that resistance line. FUSE curling off the descending wedge, but needs to break that resistance line. FUSE curling off the descending wedge, but needs to break the resistance line. All right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a share party going. Let's get to 1100. 1100, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Come on now. We are 10. Actually, no. We are 20 minutes away from the bell. The bell. It deafens me. All right. We are 20 minutes away from the bell. All right. All right. So let's see what we got going on over here. What do we have going on? All right. Let's see here. So let's take a look at another stonk here. All right, XTKG. How's XTKG looking? All right, XTKG, we called this one earlier in the morning. It ran up a nice 69% earlier. All right, now it looks like it has a bit of a pennant right there. All right, and also needs to break that, pennant right there. Needs to break the pennant right there for it to be somewhat schmexy to nya. Needs to break that pennant and needs to break the VWAPA. All right, XTKG needs to break the pennant and the VWAPA for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. There we go. All right, KOLD. Let's see how KOLD is holding up. KOLD looks like it's trying to break the pennant right now, so we'll see what happens there with KOLD. KOLD looks like it's trying to break above the pennant right there. There we go. All right. There we go. Somebody requested AREC. Let's take a look at AREC. AREC currently looks like AREC had a nice little move up. This all looks like it's low volume, by the way, just so you know. All right, like right here, for example, all this area is just indecisive wicks over here as well. A lot of indecisive wicks. Let's take a look over here. All right, pennant went up, bot right there, and bot right there. So AREC looks like it's trying to break above that pennant right now. So AREC needs to break the pennant. AREC needs to break the pennant for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. There we go. Right there. All right. But it's moving on some low volume, so you got to keep that into account there. AREC moving on low. AREC very choppy with low volume too. So AREC very choppy with low volume. So we got that going on there as well. We got that going on right there. All right, let's see what we got. What else we got over here? All right. Let's see here. All right, just did ACCL. Let's take a look here. All right, somebody requested CISS. Let's take a look over here. CISS, not looking too good. Moving downward. CISS on a downtrend. Needs to break that downtrend and needs to break that VWAP. So CISS needs to break the downtrend and the VWAPA for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. Let's take a look at the ASST. ASST has been a stonk that has been repeatedly requested of me. A lot of indecisive wicks here, so give me just a second. All right, got indecisive wicks here. Got indecisive wicks here. All right, got indecisive wicks over, boop, right there. All right, got indecisive wicks right over here, right there. All right, got indecisive wicks over here. Very, very choppy. Very, very choppy as of now. Not schmexy at all. ASST. Choppy with low volume. There we go. Choppy with low volume. All right. Needs volume for it to continue to be schmexy. RPGL. Let's see how RPGL is doing. RPGL just had a nice little price spike. Broke that resistance at 74 cents. Nice, nice. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Had a nice shot upward over here. Boom. Let's break. Let's get rid of that. RPGL. RPGL on the uptrend. Broke the resistance line. All right. And it's currently up 60% now. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Has unconfirmed Q4 earnings in 14 days from now on Monday, February 16th, before the market opens. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. There we go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's see. Alrighty. So RPGL just broke that resistance line. Awesome. That is awesome. That's great. All right. Had a nice move up there. I think it's halted though. Is it halted? I highly doubt it, but at the same time, it ain't. Okay, there it is. Okay, there it goes. There it goes. It's moving. Okay, it's moving around. All right, DKI. Let's see how DKI is pulling. DKI. All right, curled up a little bit off that little double bottom over there, but looks like it's consolidated. Consolidated though, a little bit consolidation. Right, it looks like it's moving up, but it's got to break that $1.12 resistance line right over here for it to be so much mexy to mya. Right now it's meh, you know what I mean? Meh. So there we go. DKI, Dark Iris shares are trading higher after the company reported a year-over-year increase in fiscal year 2025 revenue results. So they got that going on right there. And looks like they are moving and grooving a little bit. All right, but they have to break that $1.12 mark, which is a point of resistance now. And the $1.28 mark over here, which is another point of resistance. So they got that going on right there. That is what they got going on right there. Boom. All right, we are 12 minutes away from the bell. The bell. The bell. It deafens me. All right, so DKI, as of now, needs to break that resistance line. DKI curled a bit. Needs to break the resistance line. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 1400. 1400, ladies and gentlemen. 1400. All right. All right. Let's see what else we got here. What else we got? All right. Somebody requested WATT. So let's take a look at WATT. All right. A lot of indecisive wicks here. Let's take a look. A lot of indecisive wicks here. A lot of indecisive wicks here. Here. And here. All right. Also a lot of choppiness here. Indecisive wick here. And two more here. So there's a lot of indecisive wicks, which means low volume. Very low volume as of now. Very choppy, very low volume, needs volume for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. But as of now, WATT needs volume to break the VWAPA for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. There we go. WATT needs volume to break the VWAP. There we go. But right, quite frankly, it does not look schmexy. Lot of indecisive wicks, which means very low volume. Not looking schmexy there. Not looking schmexy. All right, somebody requested NUKK. NUKK. Let's take a look at NUKK, down 0.8%, down 0.81%, and look at all these indecisive wicks right over here. Look at this. Look at all that. Look at that. Very low volume. Okay, NUKK, unconfirmed Q4 earnings in 11 days from now on February 13th after the market closes, but does not look schmexy at all. NUKK, very choppy with very low volume. Not looking schmexy at all, ladies and gentlemen. Not looking schmexy at all. NUKK looks like trash. Not gonna lie, it looks like trash. So DKI trying to move.
It's trying.
There we go.
Got resistance at 115.
DKI, let's see.
115.
Yes, DKI. Up, DKI did break that resistance at 112 though. I'll give it credit there. But right now needs to break. Yeah, it needs to break that 115, 116 mark right there.
Come on, volume.
Volume. Ah.
Come on.
Come on.
Come in.
There we go.
Volume.
Volume needs to break that $1.12 mark again. Curled up above it a little bit, but now forming a bit of a double top right there. Oh, no. Needs to break that. Yes. DKI needs to break the double top. DKI needs to break the double top right there for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. VHub, VHUB, VHub. Looks like it curled up 102%. VHub is a bagger. It's still below the VWAP, but VHub is a bagger. VHub. VHub is a bagger up 104%. 104% right there. VHub is a bagger up 104%. 104%. VHUB. New bagger up 104%. There we go. There we go. You heard it here first, folks. VHub new bagger up 104% right there. 104% right there. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. All right. There we go. 104% bagger, ladies and gentlemen. 104%. That would be the 1, 2, 3, fourth bagger. Fourth bagger of the day, ladies and gentlemen. The day's just starting, ladies and gentlemen. Day's just starting. All right, we got 6 minutes until the bell, ladies and gentlemen. 6 minutes till the bell. The bell. The bell. Yeesh. Yeesh, it deafens me. Yeesh. Oh, hold on. Let me just bring this down here. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out, because we pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. And ladies and gentlemen, when you join our 4-day trial for the real-time alerts and scanners, you will gain access to this wonderful market mover scanner right here, which shows the ticker, the price, the volume, the float, the change in percentage over here, as well as whether the stock is moving up or down, the time at which it was scanned, hyperlinks to the stock, so that way you click on it, you get all the information on the stock from everything on this chart, as well as the actual chart over here, the graph, right? You know what I mean? as well as the news, everything pertaining to the stock, all at the tip of your fingers. All you got to do, get that trial. And ladies and gentlemen, you also gain access to our amazing indelible patrons, ladies and gentlemen, our indelible war room, our CNM war room group chat right there with all of the wonderful, wonderful indelibles who basically seek to leave their mark. You know what I mean? They seek to leave their mark, make their money. They seek to grow themselves, develop themselves, and help each other grow. And it's a very wonderful community there. You also gain access to our incredible newsroom, which has a bunch of articles, all of which pertain to pretty much the entirety of the stock market, right? So different ones, right? So all you got to do is just take a look at them. You get a little synopsis of the article over here. You get a little hyperlink to read the full article over here. And to top it off, you get a hyperlink for the ticker that's affiliated with the news within said article right over here. So, for example, this one is Northfield Bancorp Q4 80J EPS 34 cents. Beats 28-cent estimate sales 36.667 million, beat 35.4567 million estimate over there. That is the news, and then it has the ticker for NFBK, which is the ticker affected by said news right there. So all you have to do is click on it and you get all the information for that ticker. So boom, that's what you got going on over there. And also, ladies and gentlemen, you get access to our amazing stock ticker tape. Ladies and gentlemen, you gain access to our stock ticker tape, which has all the stocks that we are basically keeping an eye on that are actively moving, right? If they're actively moving, pop, they go put up on the stock ticker tape, and we're basically going to be keeping an eye on them, and they have hyperlinks to the stock, so you basically get access to hyperlinks for the stock there as well. And to top it off, ladies and gentlemen, you gain access to our amazing, group chat there. So yeah, be sure to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, if you want to join the Wealth Builders, you gain all that stuff that I just said, all that wonderful stuff pertaining to the real-time alerts, the scanners. Gain access to all that wonderful stuff, plus Wealth Builder exclusive stuff. You get a Wealth Builder exclusive chat. You get access to Wealth Builder exclusive charts. You gain access to Wealth Builder exclusive content, picks, right? Wealth Builder exclusive picks. All right. You gain access to Wealth Builder exclusive behind the scenes footage, as well as behind the scenes scripts. You get access to our scripts. You get access to all sorts of cool stuff there. You get access to exclusive channels pertaining to the NASDAQ and the, just archives, basically, our archives. A Wealth Builders voice chat, and to top it off, an exclusive line directly to myself and Coach Nick Money. So you get access to all that for the Wealth Builders package there. Again, both of these are in the description down below as well as the pinned comment section, so be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash. We are 2 minutes away from the bell. The bell! It deafens me. All right, so let's see what we got going on over here. What else do we have going on? What else do we have? Somebody requested CLSK. CLSK. Hold on right there. CLSK. Has a conference call scheduled in 3 days and confirmed Q1 earnings for 3 days due on February 5th after the market close. Right there. VHub broke the high of day. Now up 105. 105. Oh, my. 105. All right, so CLSK trying to curl, but down 3%. CLSK low volume. Not looking schmexy. Low volume. All right, let's see what we got going on here. VHUB shot up 105%. 105%. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. All right. So CLSK, as of now, not looking schmexy. VIVS just came in. Let's see how VIVS is holding up. VIVS popped and then it dropped. Not looking schmexy. VIVS popped and dropped. Low volume on this stock right here. So VIVS pop and drop. Pop and drop. Not looking schmexy to me. Let's see here. All right. Let's take a look at someone requested BULL. BULL bull. All right. Well, we bull. Not looking too bullish though. I'm just gonna say that. All right. Very, very choppy. Very choppy over here. Look at these little indecisive wicks right here, right here, right here. Look at all these indecisive wicks right here, here, here. Yep, and then that downtrend right over there. Bot right there, not looking too schmexy. Bull, bearish, very bearish. Bull is bearish, ironically. Bull is ironically bearish. Needs to break the downtrend. There we go. Needs to break that downtrend. All right, looks like it's curled up a little bit slightly. Now it's down 0.71%. There we go. AZN, new bagger. AZN just popped in. AZN just randomly became up. Nah, never mind. Never mind. 190%. No, not $190 there. AZN randomly gapped up. Don't trust this one at all. I don't trust this one. So there we go. Has AstraZeneca. AZN. Random pop up. Don't trust this one. I'm going to keep away from that one. AZN had a random pop up, but not looking schmexy. Not looking schmexy to me. Let's see. All right. Let's see here. All right. Let's see here. All right. Let's take a look at SOUN. Somebody requested SOUN. SOUN. Very choppy. Very, very choppy. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Yep. Choppy and falling below the VWAPA. SOUN. SOUN. Low volume and choppy. Not schmexy to mya. SOUN. Not schmexy to mya. All right. Let's see what other stonks we got today. What other stonks we got? Let's see. What other stonks do we have today? And we have, by the way, broken past the bell. The bell has passed already. The bell has passed. I forgot to do the thing. Didn't I? Yes, I forgot to do the thing. All right. Hold on, huh? The bell! It deafens me. It made the ringy dingy. It made the woo woo. Yes, sir. All right, there we go. Now that we've done that. Yes. What? Look, it's provocative, man. It gets the people going. Yeesh. People, back me up here. DBL Moms is bullying me. All right? She's bullying me right now. Okay, I'm being bullied. Bullying. Tisk. ONDS. Somebody requested it. ONDS. All right. ONDS popped up, dropped back down below the VWAP. Very choppy. up 2%. Not looking too schmexy. ONDS, ONDS. Choppy. Very choppy. Popped up, dropped back down. Not looking schmexy there. Yeesh. Choppy. ONDS choppy, choppy, choppy. Choppy, choppy, choppy. All right, there we go. There we go. All right. All right, there we go. But yeah, no, looking very choppy. Not looking schmexy at all. Up 3%. That's about it. Went up a whopping 3%. Yeesh. Let's see here. Let's see. How's RPGL? How's RPGL? RPGL up 70%. Oh my. Nice movement. Nice movement. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. I like that. Very nice. Yes. Great success. Great success. Very nice. RPGL went up to 70%. Very nice. RPGL went up. My name is Borat. I like it, yo. Can't say the rest of it, but you know. RPGL went up. Pulled back a little bit, but went up nicely. Went up nicely, 70%. Went up 70%. 70% right there. Went up 70%. There we go. RPGL. RPGL. All right. Let's see about VHub. 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 Let's say VHub. Let me take a look at VHub. All right. Let's see what we got here. VHub. Pulling back. Pulling back. Not looking schmexy no more. Not looking schmexy no more. Not looking schmexy no more. I would go so far as to say. Needs to break the descending wedge right there. Right there. Needs to break the descending wedge right there. VHUB needs to break the descending wedge. Needs to break the descending wedge. VHUB needs to break the descending wedge. Right there. For it to be somewhat schmexy to meow. There we go. There we go. FUSE. Let's take a look at FUSE. Testing the high a day. Oh my. FUSE. Actually, you know what? I'm going to say that the high a day is all the way over here. So it's curling its way on up. FUSE curling on up, though. I will say that. FUSE broke the VWAP and is curling. Testing the high a day. FUSE broke the VWAP and is testing the high of day. All right. Has news that Fuse Machine shares are trading higher after the company announced a partnership with Modulaire to bring the Fuse Machine's AI Studio and related AI services to enterprise clients seeking to operationalize AI at a scale within IBM-based environments. So they got that going on right there. That is what they got going on right there. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And, of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section, so be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash. The moolah, the loots, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yeesh. But basically, that's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. All right. And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check us out on our YouTube channel at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money, where we do lots of live streaming, lots of videos, lots of stock analysis, lots of stock reviews, etc., etc., etc. All right. And, we do all sorts of cool stuff like that. Lots of shorts, too. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that bell icon. Ring it, ladies and gentlemen. Do it. All right. And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, Be sure to check us out on our X.com, aka Twitter, at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money, where we do lots of live streaming. We do lots of stock reviews and stock analysis there as well. Be sure to give it a heart. Be sure to share it up. Be sure to follow us on there. All right. Be sure to show us some love there. All right. And of course, be sure to check us out on our Twitch at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money. Be sure to follow us there as well. Be sure to follow us there as well. Oh, my fuse is moving. Oh, my. 89% now. Wow. Look at you. Oh, my. 89% broke the high of day. FUSE broke the high of day. Broke the high of day. FUSE up 91%. Broke the high of day. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's go. Let's go. 92%, 93%. Climbing up nicely. Climbing up nicely. But yeah. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on. That is what we got going on. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, yeah. Also, be sure to check us out on our Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money. Be sure to like, comment, and follow on there. All right. Be sure to check us out on our Twitch at TikTok, Tiki-Taki, a.k.a. the Tac. You can find us there at DBL Nicks. At DBL NICKS, and the screen name is Coach Nick Money. So we got that going on right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we got going on right there. All right. So, yes, that's pretty much it. It's Double Nicks. I love you guys. Be sure to check us out on our later stream that's going to be coming out later today. Power Plays. Be sure to check us out there, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Be sure to check us out on Power Plays, where we do our wonderful stuff right there. Power Plays is hosted by the legend himself, Coach Nick Money, as he traverses the stock market prior to Power Hour. All right. And basically what he does is he looks at the stocks, gives his honest analysis on the stock, gives his honest look through it, gives it a look, up, down look, a little looky poo, you know what I mean? All right. And then basically what he does is VHub is shooting up, by the way. VHub is now the stock market does not want me to, okay? It doesn't want me to leave. Okay. That's fine. Hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. VHub up 109. VHub. There we go. 115. Oh my. It's curling. VHub curling up. VHub curling. Oh my. Oh, wow. Okay, VHub curling off the descending wedge up 115%. Needs to break the VWAPA for it to continue to be schmexy to me. All right. So, like I said before, though, be sure to check out Power Plays, ladies and gentlemen. Power Plays is a wonderful show where Coach Nick Money basically takes a look at the stock market, takes a look at the stocks, gives us honest review and analysis on each stock prior to Power Hour, then lets them stocks simmer on high heat. Lets him simmer on high heat while he does what he do, which is gets the dubs in Fortnite, gets a dub for the community, and then he goes back to the stocks, takes a look, gives him a review, and then proceeds to go back to the Fortnite. He does his thing. He does his thing. Get the dubs, all sorts of cool stuff right there. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much what we got going on, ladies and gents. That's what we got going on. So, much love. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Power Plays. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Take care of yourselves and peace out. Bye-bye, everybody. We'll see you later. Coach you later. All right? Say, all right. Oh, wait. I forgot to do my outro. It's Double Nicks. I love you guys. I love you. All right? And I'll see you at 1:30. All right? I'm here with the legendary Serengeti specialist herself, She likes to hang around the tall weeds, the high trees, the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes 2 cups of coffee. Other times she likes to jet ski. Sometimes she likes to regular ski. Other times she likes to get shot at the cannon and she goes, wee! Right? Do the wee. All right. And, of course, she likes to party, go to Wendy's. Sometimes she'll go to Arby's and watch videos of puppies and kitties. Other times she'll go and hang out at the stock market and she'll watch it go, wee! Yeesh. Other times she'll go in the stock market and call them ABCDs. She did call DKI FATBP SWVL and XTKG. We call her Divya Moms. Yeesh. So that's what we got going on, folks. That is what we got going on, and that's pretty much it.